Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc. Hi everybody, welcome to what is part 2 of me visiting Florence, Colorado. It's a town that's basically a whole bunch of antique shops. We're going to go cruise around and see what we can find. In the last episode I went through a really neat shop and found some cool toys. Today I'm hoping that I can find maybe some vintage wristwatches or some nice estate jewelry. Anyway, we're going to do a little walkabout and see what we can find. So follow along today's adventure and see what comes of it. Let's go. Okay, I covered those stores in the previous episode. Today what I'll do is cross this street using the old crosswalk button. So I'll go this way before I go the other way. But we'll get crossed over, and I think there's a bunch of stores on that side. I have found myself inside of the Florence consignment corner. This gentleman's nice enough to hand me a card. So if you're in this area, you should pop out and see it. We're gonna have a look around and see exactly what they've got. I'll tell you what drew me in the window. You know, I saw these sort of advertising signs. Now, they may be replicas, but still it kind of gives me an idea that people might be into this kind of stuff. Yeah, so that's the big one there is $100. It is a replica, but still neat. I'm gonna wander about and see what I can find. You kind of get the spirit, the idea of the shop from the outside, and you walk about the inside. So a lot of these shops, a lot of the antique stores are actually consignment, or dealers will put things on consignment, or they'll rent a booth and sell it out of the booth. So oftentimes very little is actually owned by the people who are running the counter up at the front. When we had our antique shop, it was the other way, where we owned everything, didn't have any consigners. Made it a little easier for people to deal with us, because sometimes you just want stuff to go. Here's an interesting watch. It's a Gruen Precision. It's got a funky sort of turquoise and silver band on it, but that is a kind of a neat piece. Mickey Mouse watch in there. By Bradley, Mickey Mouse sort of dive style watch. And remember, I am kind of looking for, you know, a nice antique or vintage watch. That Gruen's kind of cool, but I think it's battery operated. I pretty much only buy automatic watches. I should say one of the stores I stopped at the other day had this watch, which is a really weird piece. It's a Rolex Datejust, but it's I don't know if you can see the logo on there. It says Stark Industries. It was made for a Marvel Entertainment Group executive back in the 80s. And I ended up with it, and I'm wearing it for now. Eventually I'll put it up for sale, but it's actually a nice piece. I'm hoping maybe I'll luck out and find something else like that. When we were at the flea market, if you didn't see the flea market video, you should go look that one up. I found a Hamilton Pacer for $100, which is a really nice vintage watch, and that was an excellent deal. So that's why I keep my eyes open, because you never know what sort of stuff you're going to stumble across at an antique shop. Somebody's into Mickey Mouse over here. You've got almost every kind of Mickey Mouse ornament known to mankind here. Oh, I remember that. It's a little wind up. This came out from a company called Schuco, I think, a number of years ago, and it's a really cute tin plate Mickey and Minnie. I think you could put it on a Lionel train track even. You wind it up and they pump the track up and down. For $12, that's kind of hard to pass up. That's a really neat little piece. And they've got actually quite a bit of Mickey collectibles here. And I noticed that almost everything is priced at, you know, $3, $4, $5, or for the bigger stuff, $12. So that's pretty cool. And give that one some thought. I'm gonna set it there for now and give it some thought. But that is a pretty cool item. There's a lot of early pottery down at the bottom there. Last known photograph of Buckskin Joe and his mule. Peter and I were out the other day, and there's a fellow looked like that in Manitou Springs. I said, if we follow him, we'll find where the gold's at. John Wayne, I didn't know John Wayne made cast iron cookware. That's weird. I guess you start thinking about cowboy collectibles, and sure, cast iron pot for your beans when you're on the trail. Why not? I wonder if those sell fast or if they're slow movers. Yuck, yuck, yuckity yuck. Caddyshack, gopher statues. So kind of a little bit of everything. There's a little bit of new, a little bit of old. Records and record players. I'm just peeking around corners here as we go. It's kind of neat. This lamp looks almost like a hot air balloon. It's an interesting style of a vintage lamp. I don't know that I'd put it in my house, but it definitely looks like a Victorian hot air balloon. That's kind of neat, actually. If it was like stained glass and really colorful patchwork, I think it'd be a lot more interesting. You'd probably do something with it. The brown is kind of 1970s-ish. Still cool, though. I've never made my own hot air balloon lamp, so who am I to talk about it? Oh, there's a Beatles Yellow Submarine figures. How much is it? $15 for John Lennon. It's not bad. So maybe we'll find some good deals on things. A couple old tobacco tins, Sir Walter Raleigh in velvet for $6 a piece. It's a good deal. The thing when you have lots of different vendors is that they have each their own tastes and interests, so they'll have kind of their own theme, but a lot of times it's really quite a mix. Is that a Barbie? Looks like a Russian Barbie almost, or something. I don't know what that is. Interesting. Haven't seen one of those before. Maybe somebody at home recognizes it. Milder and cooler smoke Granger tobacco. The Babe Ruth on that. That's a replica. It's still kind of a, but find the original of that, it'd probably be worth a fortune. Some little tin toys. Big cast iron rooster statue there. Carstairs White Seal. So that's probably a advertising for White Seal whiskey clock. That's a little bit more unique. Seal balancing the ball, advertising clock. Probably would have been at a liquor store or in a bar or something. Advertising always adds a bit of value because you've got the item itself, and then of course you got the value of the fact that it came out of a store. Oh, look, there's a little paper doll set with her dresses. Very elegant, and then you got all the different dresses you can put on her. I know the paper dolls are actually quite collectible right now. And I've stumbled across many, and many people have written me and said, you should have hung on to that. But there's only so much room for things in your life. Snoopy Splash and Play. Oh, that's cool. It's like a little sprinkler for your kids. That is bringing back some memories. I don't know if I've been in one of those or seen one before, but that looks like it'd be fun for the kids. I know we had a Snoopy snow cone machine when I was a kid. I might be getting it confused with that, but okay, I'm gonna wander. I came down this aisle already, gonna wander around the other side here. I don't think I looked in here. Some North American Indian and indigenous sort of items and artifacts. Oh yeah, I did look in here because that's where that watch is. Okay, let's walk back around this way. We're in an Art Deco looking ashtray tin with plastic handles on it. And a nice old typewriter. You know, it just takes a little bit of looking sometimes to find what you're after. Bag of watches for parts or repair, that has not stopped me in the past. Sometimes people look at it and they go, well, sure, it's an antique watch, but it doesn't work, and they don't want to put the money into fixing it. But what I found with antique watches, you know, there's none in here that are antique, but if you have a mechanical watch, you wind it up. Some people will say, oh, it's overwound, it doesn't work. That might not be the case. Sometimes the oil inside gets hard and coagulates and doesn't work after a while. And if you actually just heat it up, like with a hairdryer, very gently, sometimes it'll come right back to life again. So Certainly worthwhile taking a risk on those things. You might just luck out and get one to start working again. Kind of a neat piece in the window. This is normally these are Texaco tanker trucks. And somebody's put a State Farm insurance sticker on the back. Probably got it from their folks from the insurance company. Yeah, Texaco truck, they've got it labeled it correctly, $160. That's about what that's worth. That's about right on that. Stamp books, old Alaska license plate, $15 on that. So people who collect license plates, Alaska is a little bit more unique. Well, fun. I think I am going to get this Mickey Mouse hand car for $12. That's just too good of a deal for such a cool little thing. I was just about to leave and they said, well, you didn't look around the corner yet because there's a whole other room full of stuff, which is right here. So I'm going to go explore around the corner and see the other items that they have. Okay, so first table in, we've got some old license plates. That's 1928. Painted, it was probably rusty, pulled off an old vehicle. For $11, that's an early plate. You've got 1934, 1930, so very old plates, and you got the Centennial plates in here too. So there might be some treasures hidden around the corner back here. Let's keep on looking. Kids' clothes, rings, necklaces, a little of this, a little of that. Gosh, I see one thing that brings back memories. These waste management trucks, I used to sell these things. Well, Melissa and I used to own a specialty toy shop. I shouldn't say really toys. We had a lot of collectors type of toys years ago at West Edmonton Mall. And we would order these in for customers, and they were hugely expensive then. They were probably like a few, $200-300, and that was 20 years ago. So for $92 on that, not a bad price. The fellow we used to sell those to, we used to sell them to people who worked for waste management, so they wanted a little version of their dump truck or garbage truck. I don't know if that'd be the case now, but I don't need one, but it sure brought back a lot of memories. Oh, look, 58 T-Bird with the concept car kit. That's kind of neat. I bet it would get hot in there, being inside of a bubble, leave your car out. You wouldn't want to leave your chocolate bar on your dash. It would just be melted to nothing. Well, that was a great fun little shop. I got a cool Mickey Mouse toy for not much money, and very friendly folks inside. So if you're in the Florence area, if you're in Colorado, make the trip down here, check them out. But as for me, I'm off for more adventures. We'll see you guys all soon. And as always, bye for now. Bye, everybody.